Hey guys, and welcome to Ardent Sports, and today I'm talking about basically my predictions for the Rookie of the Year award in the MLB. So, for those of you who don't know, Boston won the World Series. Boo. And we are now on to the award part, and free agency has started. The only thing that's really happened is Eduardo Escobar re-signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks for, I want to say, 3 years. And then there's Kershaw, who re-signed with the Dodgers for, I think it was like 3 years, 90 million, or 3 years, 92 million, something like that. So there's that. All right, so let's get right into the Rookie of the Year award prediction video. Anyway, so let's kick it off with the National League because I'm repping my postseason Christian Yelich jersey. So the three people up in the running for National League Rookie of the Year are Ronald Acuna Jr., Walker Buehler, and Juan Soto. Let's start off with Acuna. Acuna Jr. had 433 at-bats, 78 runs, 127 hits, 26 home runs, 64 RBIs, 16 stolen bases, batted to a 293 batting average, 366 on-base percentage, and a 917 on-base plus slugging. Really was one of the better players for the Braves this year. In my opinion, he's definitely one of the people who led the Braves to the playoffs, even though it was very short-lived, but they still got there. He had the beef, so to speak, with Jose Urena of the Miami Marlins. Overall, he did very well for the Braves this season. Did end up on the 10-day DL, I think twice this season. But overall, in my opinion, he is probably... I think it's safe to say that, well, let me rephrase that. In my opinion, he is the front runner, and I think it's safe to say that overall he's the front runner as well. Buehler or Soto could come up from behind, but that's just where I'm going with this. So, moving on to Walker Buehler, he went 8-5 with a 2.62 ERA. He had 137.1 innings pitched, 151. I totally just lost the stats here. Wow, 151 strikeouts and a .96 WHIP. Holy hell. So I totally just lost all of his stats here. Oh, he had 24 games where he made 23 starts, and he had no saves because he was a starter. So I'm a big fan of Walker Buehler, I got to admit. I don't think that he is necessarily the Rookie of the Year candidate. I definitely agree with him being in the top three. I thought maybe Brian Anderson might have been able to crack it, but the three of these guys just came out of really nowhere almost and just completely just went balls to the wall crazy and ended up with Rookie of the Year. Well, Rookie of the Year nomination. So Buehler is definitely he was definitely one of my favorite rookies this season. Put up some good numbers, helped the Dodgers get to the World Series for sure. Had the awesome game, and I want to say it was the NLDS Game 3, I believe. So, I don't see Buehler being Rookie of the Year, just simply because of the fact that you don't necessarily a pitcher win Rookie of the Year too often. So I feel like because of the fact he's a pitcher, I feel like that's going to hurt his chances. But I do definitely agree with him being in consideration. And finally, we have Juan Soto, 414 at bats, 77 runs, 121 hits, 22 homers, 70 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, hit to a 292 average, 406 on base, and 923 on base plus slugging. Soto, in my opinion, led the Nationals this year. More than Zimmerman, more than Harper, more than Taylor, more than Murphy for the time he was there, more than anybody really. Soto definitely helped this team with his bat, with his fielding. Had some awesome plays this season. Definitely is going to have one of the... I feel like he'll definitely get a... some form of defensive recognition. Gold Glove's already out, and I'm pretty sure he didn't win. But regardless, Soto... I don't even know what else to say on Soto, other than the fact that he definitely started off really hot, then he got cold for a little while, but then he picked it back up and finished off the season strong. I remember they were saying that he was on pace to actually break, or to go on a faster pace to hit whatever it was, 20, 25 home runs than Gary Sanchez did in his rookie season, and he literally missed it by like a game and a half. So all three of these players are really good. Some better than others for sure. But if you want my honest opinion, I feel like Juan Soto is going to be the National League Rookie of the Year. I feel like he's the most deserving. Yes, he had fewer hits than Acuna, but he also had fewer at-bats than Acuna. And he actually had what was it? 19 fewer at-bats, but only 6 less hits. So that means he was racking up the hits more than Acuna was, even though Acuna finished with more hits. Scored 1 less run, again, less at-bats. 4 less home runs, again, less at-bats. But less at-bats, and he had more RBIs. So just throwing that out there. All right, moving on to the American League. We got 2 Yankees and an Angel. Let's start with Mr. Showtime, Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani is one of those rare circumstances where I feel like the only reason he's truly on the Rookie of the Year ballot, if you want to call it a ballot, is because he is a Japanese Babe Ruth, where he pitched and hit this season. However, he spent a numerous amount of time on the disabled list. He didn't even finish pitching this season. He only hit from, I believe it was August to the end, or mid-July to the end. He missed a solid, I think it was around 2 months. And his hitting wasn't even all that, in my opinion. Like, yeah, he had a 285 batting average, but whoop-de freaking do? Like, I don't know. So let's start with the pitching standpoint. In 10 starts, he went 4-2 with a 3.31 ERA. He had 51.2 innings pitched, 63 strikeouts, and a 1.16 whip. From the hitting standpoint, he had 326 at-bats, 59 runs, 93 hits, 22 home runs, which I got to admit is impressive, 61 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, also very impressive, 285 batting average, 361 on base, and a 925 on base plus slugging. Now, he did have the highest on base plus slugging, but again, he also had fewer at-bats by well over 100. In my opinion, Shohei Ohtani shouldn't even be in the running for Rookie of the Year simply due to the amount of time that he missed. I feel like, I forget what rookie it was. It was a rookie, 6 years ago, I think it was. There was a rookie, I feel like he played for the White Sox. I can't remember. But he missed, I'd say, I think it was from June to the end of the season. But because of the numbers he put up in April and May, he was in the running for Rookie of the Year. And everywhere I read, everyone was arguing that he should not be in consideration because he didn't have the minimum amount of games played, which I think is you have to play like half the season or something like that. And I don't think he played half the season, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I can find that. But, here. Right here. Because he pitched in 10 games, but is it going to tell me how many? Okay, I stand corrected. He appeared in the batter's box in 104 games. I stand corrected. He does qualify, but I still don't think he's going to win. If you want my honest opinion, I feel like he's probably going to come up in second, and it's not going to be close. Next up, we have Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres made his debut late April, and it was kind of what the Cubs did with Chris Bryant a few years ago. They wanted to wait until, I think it's April 17th, to bring him up because something works out in the MLB calendar year to where if you wait until after this date, you get 1 more year of club control added on. So instead of only having club control until 2022 or whatever it would be, they now have it until 2023. They did not do the same thing with Andujar, but we'll get to that in a minute. He had 431 plate appearances. Again, he also spent a decent amount of time on the disabled list as well. 54 runs. I definitely thought he scored a lot more than that, but okay. 117 hits, 24 home runs, 77 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, a 271 batting average. Now, I want to take a minute. Back when they were saying that Gleyber Torres is the front runner, it's no questions asked, he was hitting 330-something. He then went 1 for his next, 79, which plummeted his batting average, and he had to work his way back up for the rest of the season, and he worked up to his 271. Following that, we have an on-base percentage of .340 and and an on-base plus slugging of 820. Now, he helped out for the Yankees a lot this season in several different ways, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, he had one of the best bats in the bigs as far as contact and some power. I know his batting average doesn't show for it, but with that being said, I do still feel like had he... Let me reword this differently. His road numbers were better than his home numbers by far. He has the kind of bat where if he hits a shallow fly ball in Yankee Stadium, it's going to get caught. But if he hits it in, say, Oakland Coliseum, it's a single if not a double. So there's that. But with that being said, defensively, or back to offensively, he hit, in fact, I'm pretty sure they said he hit a home run in every single spot in the lineup, 1 through 9. That takes some serious talent. I want to say that that's how, because I remember them talking about it. It was in, I think, September. And I remember Michael Kay and Ken Singleton talking about it. And it was either that the Yankees have now had a home run in every single spot in the lineup or that Torres did. I'm pretty sure it was Torres. So, defensively, he helped them out in a pinch. He played some third when Andujar went down. And he played some shortstop when Didi went down. And he even said that he would play the outfield or first base should they need it for that. They didn't, but I'm telling you, he played a great second base. It seems to me that whenever someone wears the number 25 for the Yankees, they do well, with the exception of Shane Robinson. Mark Teixeira did well. Torres did well. Again, Shane Robinson not so much. You guys get my point. Moving on to Miguel Andujar. Andujar had 573 at-bats, 83 runs, 170 hits, 27 home runs, 92 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, hit a .297 batting average, 328 on base, and an .855 on base plus slugging. So, in my opinion, even though he doesn't lead the category for on base percentage, in fact, he is the lowest of the three, and he is the second lowest of the on-base plus slugging, he still did better in batting average by .10, or, well, actually, by .12 compared to the second highest. So he had a lot more times on base. I'm sorry, had a lot more hits, and, well, I guess on base was accurate. Anyway, he struck out quite a bit, I got to admit. His strikeout to walks ratio was pretty bad. But overall, when he hit, 9 times out of 10, the ball went deep. So his defense definitely needs some work. There's talks of the Yankees even possibly switching him over to first base. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I would like to see them go after someone to play first base rather than someone who needs to get trained over there. Honestly, I don't even hate them using Luke Voit as a first baseman, to be honest with you. Luke Voit was the unsung hero for the Yankees, especially in the postseason. So, anyway, with that being said, like I said, I have Juan Soto winning it for the National League, and my American League Rookie of the Year is going to be... You know what? I'm going to give it to Miguel Andujar. His defense was a little shaky, and some of his offensive averages were a little off. But overall, I don't see why Andujar couldn't win the American League Rookie of the Year. I feel like it's going to go Soto, Acuna, and Buehler. And then it's going to go Andujar, Ohtani, and Torres. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. It is the #1 way to help a channel. I'm going to try and get onto this new platform called Storyfire. Basically, it's a new form of YouTube meant for creators themselves. And not a lot of people can do videos yet. You have to basically submit an application. I hope I'm not too late to submit the application. Because let's be honest here, guys. YouTube is dying. It is just not what it used to be. So download Storyfire, check that out. It's in the App Store, Google Play, iTunes, however you get your apps. I will be keeping you guys posted on that if that works out. If not, I'll be here until it does work out. And I will be talking to you guys later. Peace out.